Today I'm here to show a reality that until not long ago seemed impossible. João Sangue, an influencer with over 1 million followers, makes a living earning money from short videos. He started from absolutely nothing and a small room with just his cell phone. Thanks to earnings from his videos, he set up his own studio. In this video, I'm going to show you the behind-the-scenes story of his life, plus tips for those who want to make a living from content creation and some secrets he applies to his daily routine. And at the end, I'm going to ask him which platform and format make him the most money these days. Hey my friend, how's it going? Welcome. But before we check out his old studio and learn a bit more about him, let's see what his studio looks like nowadays. So,
we're at the studio, which he built in his house. An amazing story. Before we go in, look at this rug. If you're here to criticize Cristiano Ronaldo, 7, you're in the wrong place. Thankfully, I speak highly of Cristiano Ronaldo. Let me see who's here. Look, there he is. Welcome to Sangue Studio. I just came to give this thumbs up, explain it to us. Because all of this was built from scratch in your house, right? From scratch, from zero, from nothing. That was the initial plan, actually. There wasn't even an initial plan. Like, I went and said, hey, make a space for me. He records, I had in mind that it would be a white place, all of this white, to have good lighting. I said, man, I'm going to record here. Has this always been your way of organizing your content, or is it something you developed over time? So at the beginning of my channel, man, I had this problem, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to post this week? What am I going to do? When you saw you were making money, including what you saved to come here and pay for everything straight up. It was from the videos, 100%, 100%. It wasn't from AdSense, from my content, but it was from the sponsorships I closed, You make more with sponsorships today. Yes, today I live off AdSense. The video standards are a bit lower and all, but all the money I make from sponsorships I save for the channel, I always reinvest in all that. That's why, man, we have a place to work from. It's even a tip for those who create content, because you don't know how things will be next month, right? Exactly, man. So you have to hold on, like, man, what if next month? The internet is crazy, man. That's how the internet is, right? One day you make $1 million or 2 reais, but the next day it's different.
And João Sangue was so honest that it reminded me of the comment on the last video, the most creative comment about this video. So, shout out to Lucas Gamer. I found a really creative comment, and if you want to appear in the next video, just make the most creative comment about this video here.
My name is João Sangue family, for those who don't know. From the João Sangue channel, right? I make soccer videos on the internet in a kind of untouchable way, I would say. Brazilian soccer celebrations, the most legendary of all time, without dragging this out too much. In third place, let's put Roberto's celebration. The guy was left in just his underwear at the peak moment of the soccer match. I started making videos about everything, right? I began recording videos here when I was very young. My first video, a soccer video, was also filmed here in 2023.
Pós-Copa, foi dezembro da Copa, né? Em janeiro já comecei.
After the World Cup. So, when did this soccer thing come up? When did you think, man, I'm gonna make soccer videos? Well, I was already creating content for the internet. It's been a while since I was a kid, really. I did it as a hobby. I made some random videos like everyone does. It was just for fun. Time went by, man. I tried making re-edits and meme videos, but it wasn't working. I only got about 50 views. You were already an editor, right? Already an editor. I began editing in 2020 while making videos. I had nothing else to do, so I started recording, cutting, and edited my first video on Movie Maker. You know what I used? Not Vegas Pro, Sony Vegas, man, back in 2016? Yeah, Sony Vegas. And since I had a lot of time back then, I said, no, let's edit here. I added effects and placed things around. My first video was like that. I don't think it's the usual path on the internet, but my first video hit 1 million. Man, in this serious soccer format I do, it was showing Cristiano Ronaldo's first celebration. I saw a post on Facebook in English and wondered why Rafael did the suro there. Then I realized I'd never seen a video about it and thought, what if I made one? And how do you set up this organization, this planning? Because I can tell just by looking at you that you're pretty organized. Yeah, so I really like to first know, right? When I'm planning my month, I want to know what's going to happen that month. For example, this January was the calmest month. Now I'm adding soccer, look here at the start of the Paulistão. Anyway, these are special dates related to soccer, for example. Like it's the Champions League final. I can't forget that the 31st is the Champions League final. So the Ballon d'Or is on the 23rd. So everything on the 23rd has to be related to the Ballon d'Or. And that's how I do it. It's like the guy who works making Regina memes. He has to be. That's right, exactly, man. I think it's even more unpredictable than soccer. It's more predictable. Many things are happening for us to address, and several topics will come up soon since you already know what to expect, right? This year is the World Cup, so you start thinking about it. Yeah, that's my main plan for the year. So is that your biggest project? Yes, definitely. I think the World Cup is going to change lives. Not just for the players who are going to play, but also for the people who create content. Wow, and the guys who really work in the soccer world, like selling jerseys, I don't know. I was planning to go to the World Cup, but I don't think I'm going anymore. There might be a chance for me to go to the United States, but we're going to put out positive energy, you know? And actually, Brand, there's just a few things missing. No, I have the visa, just missing the ticket and the entry. If João Sangue makes the World Cup, this video will be turned into a black and white edit. Now my Paula's pin is going to drop in 3, 2, 1, but is it going to be zinc? You know, is it going to spin? So I really like working with a backlog. Man, I always have like 2 or 3 videos ready to post, and then whenever I have this buffer, I always try to use it up. One day to write the script, another to record, and so on. I wish I could stick to my plans, like scripting a video every Monday and Tuesday. I try, but I just can't. I've tried that for years, but it just doesn't work. You were unsure too, since you said you started making YouTube content, so when you made this, you could call it a comeback. Were you unsure whether to do YouTube Reels or if it was already a done deal? Like, no, man, this is it. This is the future. I went with long videos, right? I did long videos. We were really into long videos too. We had like 2 or 3 channels. Then when there was nothing to do during the pandemic, well, we actually did have things to do, right? We trained more like this. I had this thing about, you know, making a video in 8 minutes. Not that it was good. Yeah, not that it was good, you know, but we had to adapt from a longer format to shorts. Since we were already in a time when, man, things were blowing up, any content you posted, like short videos, vertical and all that, back then it was more about little dances, right? But people who made more talkative content, man, it really got hyped. It was hard to find real content, actual content, right? Yeah, today we have a ton, man. We have every niche you can think of. Back then it wasn't like that, you know? At that time, the first people who showed up really stood out. I think that made a difference. Man, I didn't start before everyone else, but I started, man, at the right moment, beginning of 2013, you know, right after Clota, you know? I record today, but it depends on the post. Do you always record and post on the same day? No, you never do that. I rarely see that happen. It's trending. I don't know. Junior suddenly got a vasectomy, then you did too. Usually when it's released and it's hot, if I'm free that day, I have a lot of fat. I have videos ready for a week. You know, 5, 6 videos done, then I go, I want 1 million here, I'll post today so I get it. You know, this is just the monthly planning, you know, the daily planning. Here's something else I'll show you now. Dude, I want to see this. It changes lives. Do you prefer notebooks over Notion? Seriously, use a planner. Family, uninstall Notion now. Let's read here. Look, today's tasks, record with Marvin. Oh, check, it's not recorded yet. Hit 600 calories on YouTube. Let's just do it. Santana top 5 Kamitas. Santana is the best editor. Santana is your editor, yes. Gym, chest, and cardio. Today is a good day. We're committed here with chest day at the gym. 10th day of chest week. Today is chest with cardio. Tomorrow is chest with legs. Recording doesn't work with just a number 2. It doesn't work with just one number. If a video you've already made worked, you're going to record a second one. That's perfect. That's what analysis is, man, and it's important. Guys, I see you do that a lot. Yeah, we saw some content work and we didn't replicate it, but not replicate as in copy exactly, but use the same scheme. Yeah, exactly. I'll give you an example here. I did the create a morning routine with Ia. It worked. Then create a night routine, and then you pull another video, create the worst morning routine. That's it. So like this thing about not repeating but doing the same kind of content you've already done, that's what works really well. Yeah, a lot, man. Like this, look, the same content you make, for example, right here in the studio. I did the first episode, it was cool. I did the second episode, then in the second episode, I brought in an episode that had nothing to do with it before the third one. You know, that kind of video doesn't match like players who wear numbers on their jerseys that don't fit, you know, and I did that. Man, people already came in the comments like, bro, here's another player to add to the list. 2 guys wrote the script for me, and then I took what they sent and made this script, and I managed to do it. I'm going to record today, record myself at the bar and the champions, so today you're going to record too. You really make it colorful, but I'm worried because my handwriting is messy. What was your studio like? So, today we can see it's a bedroom, the bed is normal, yeah. Today it's just time, it used to be a really messy room, really messy. It's not messy, didn't you see it, bro? Hold on, but how did things work here? The bed's always been here as usual. Here's the YouTube plaque, a spot for the mess, and where my desk used to be. This is where I did my stuff. I liked working facing the window, seeing the light. Yeah, seeing this little São Paulo view, right? Guys, look, all of it. The Palmeiras bell, that's the big one. Oh, it's off. That's the bell he went to see last year. If you can delete that, cool. So your desk was here, and like, how old were you when you started? I was 17, turning 18, had just finished school. They thought Uber, delivery, working in a warehouse, but like, were you already the kind of guy who thought, I'm just going to record a video here? Or did you already have the vision, like, I'm going to study? What worked in this one? I'll post this often, in this amount of time. What was your routine like? Was it organized, or were you just starting out and figuring things out? I told you I started posting in January, right? I posted my first video in January, and it already hit 1 million. I said, hold on, I don't even know how I figured that out. Back then, I didn't think, I'm going to do this. I was just making content. Were you already working, studying, or just relaxing? I had just finished school, and on my last day of class, I was also fired. I was a dental receptionist. And how did you not? I want to share this here because he told a story about when he started his job. Everyone knows João Sangue, right? The soccer guy. I wanted him to tell the story because I couldn't believe it when I heard it. Go on, tell them about when you started that job, when I began working. My first job was receptionist at a dentist's office while I was still an intern and studying. You know how it is, Felipe. I think it was my 3rd year, never mind. You have to start working, right? Those of us who came from little don't struggle much either. That's just how it is. When I left school, people called me lazy. So man, I went after it in my 3rd year and I managed to get a job interview, my first job interview. They scheduled it for Tuesday at 2 in the afternoon. When I got there were about 10 guys and about 10 girls too. And I was like, damn man, everyone was all dressed up, you know? And me, I had just come back from school wearing shorts like my white school shirt and I was there with them. All right, then they started calling people and they called Uncle Mavuto. I was unbelievably the last one out of everyone in the selection process. And then it was finally time for my interview, right man? The guy started asking me questions and stuff. And then he asked, important question, right? Everyone needs to answer it. Why do you want to make money? Why you? What will you do with your salary? Will you help your mom at home and so on? I said I was going to buy a soccer jersey. For years, 10 people said they'd change their mom's life, pay rent, help out and succeed just to get by. But in the end, everyone left when I got home. Then my mom asked, hey son, were you hired? The next day I went there and I was the only one from the whole selection process, okay? Oh, and here's a tip, be honest, you know, if you want to buy, I don't know, if you came here because you want to buy drugs. Did you really buy a soccer jersey with your salary? At the time I was only making 700 reais, so yes, I did it, I succeeded. I bought some jerseys that weren't original, but God bless, well, I don't buy originals just because I prefer it that way. The first soccer jersey I bought back then was from Palmeiras, you know? You're a Palmeiras fan, we know that, but not many people do, and I didn't know that. Because since he records videos about a lot of teams, right, you get a little unsure, right? Yeah, so I don't go around saying, guys, I'm a Palmeiras fan or whatever, you know, have you ever seen him doing a little dance like Vega, give me your jersey? Have you ever tried Notion? Have you ever tried making a plan on the computer? Yeah, I've tried. Man, but what do you think didn't work for you? Sometimes you have a million tabs open, you know, and you're like, what do I have to do now? Then you go to Notion, open it up, and it doesn't have that thing like, I want to see it. It even changes your screen a bit. When you tell your brain to write on paper, it's different, man. And you do this routine every day, every single day. If you set this up, let's put it here. Look, this here, okay, I didn't do anything, but look, I didn't even sleep here, I slept at home. But anyway, no, you have to do the check while you're awake, and then you'll have a full day. I always have a routine, I say a lot of things, I always do it, you know, a full day. Hey, is it that video? Oh no, this here is the method, then I take out the method, it's going to leak. These are João Sangue's goals that he's writing, it's going to leak because it's from this year, it's something I'm also in favor of not leaking. Since there are so many, that's the most common. Then you leave, but have you already finished these? The YouTube and Instagram ones, every month I set a mini goal for the month based on the average I get from the audience, you know, on YouTube like that. We always have that perception, the perception of the last 30 days, and we usually gain a certain number of subscribers. This month, the goal was 600,000. I managed to reach it this morning, and actually, let's keep going without trying to stop. I hit my Instagram goal last week, but TikTok is tougher. I haven't reached it this month and probably won't, though there's still tomorrow. But alright, I didn't spend, man, 50 rays all of this on pens. Alright, cheers. Filling the mug and writing, there's a mug with a knot.
Love, wasn't it amazing back there?
No, it's great you found it amazing. I love you. Look everyone, this is the real team. Obviously it's just an effect, and do you recommend this method? Because like what I think is there are different types of planning for each person, but do you recommend this method of like, since you work a lot on the computer, planning outside like on a board? Yeah man, totally. Not just the planning, but also writing your video script by hand, you know, writing your script in a notebook. Do you like it? I don't like it, but I think it's important for your setup because like, you know, I don't practice, but it's really important to practice everything properly. By the way, I'm here to tell you guys that I'm going to totally copy this board from Sandbook. Man, I need one of these now. 2 friends of mine who did this said it was the best thing they ever did. They told me, man, it's the best thing I've ever done. What was the turning point that made you decide to leave your studio? Many video editors and content creators dream of having their own studio. Sometimes people ask me what to do if they leave and rent a place, but it's expensive, or if they should build something. When did you decide? I need to leave and be more professional. You'd made some money and have always been a bit stingy, right? I save most of what I earn here. And then I had a nice little savings so I could renovate this little room, maybe put a shelf here, a wall to remove the bed, put in. So I already had some cool gear, you know, that I bought with the editing money and all, little by little, you know. We didn't have a very good setup at the beginning, but we always had to make do, right, man? And then over time, I started realizing, man, this place is getting too small. For me, I wanted a slightly bigger place. I even thought about breaking down this wall here, but it's like that. But then you see a video from some YouTuber, a Barbie studio, and he talks about it. Then I saw Mar talking. I said, man, am I going to have to make a studio in my house? No, that's what I proved, guys. Nowadays, I work in my bedroom and it sucks, right? Do you think it really makes a difference, man, like 100% to leave your room and work somewhere else? 100%, man. I can't even explain it. It's the same environment, right, man? You're resting and you're working. Sometimes you go to rest and your mind doesn't understand that you're resting and wants to work. Then you think like, man, why am I resting? I could be making more money. Yeah, and it's the same thing when you're working. Well, it's not so bad. I could rest here too, you know?
Man, I came from the countryside of São Paulo where there are boats, and here you have the fanciest buildings.
I spent some money. Okay, actually it was 200 reais, but I thought it was awesome and it was worth the investment. Okay, so this is your setup. Can you explain it to us? Because I imagine since you were already an editor, some things were already happening, but obviously when you made some money, you gave it an upgrade. Yeah, so that's how it was, just to give the guys a heads up. I'm not rich, okay? You know, a lot of people see you arguing on the internet and think they don't know what it's like to improve. And yeah, hey, listen, man, I get it. We come from humble beginnings, you know, and we achieve things little by little. Yeah, man, a really long time, 6 years, you know, 6 years. I built all of this here. Today I have clearly the equipment I always wanted to have, you know, well, so there's the microphone, the boom arm, headphones, everything organized. Look at the cable management here. I bought these cable organizers to make things easier. Now when I have to leave, I don't need to unplug everything. I have my setup. The couple is like a mechanic. Look, so explain it to us. These two up here, they're for everything, all the cables, you know, wires, internet, everything that's here, 3M wire, you know. You have to have it because it's the best there is. Don't forget, no advertising here, but it's the good one. And down here, bro, it's just for the laptop, you know. So when I'm going out with the laptop, I just unplug it here. Look, wow, man, we didn't mention it, but there are so many outlets here. There are a lot of outlets, so that's good. Since you built it for the studio, did you already tell the guy if there are 300 outlets? This is the machine, a small gaming laptop, right? What do they call it? Dictate. If it doesn't have it, then it's not good. You should have put the one he's using the other way around, not good at all. And this here is a monitor. Man, you can see that it's curved. It's curved, you know, it's on an articulated arm. It's on an articulated arm. I can do anything with it. Wow, you really can't keep this thing very neat, huh? So this is your space. You spend 300 hours a day here, right? If he's here but doesn't want to work, that's wrong, but he wanted to. There are 3 single guys here. I have a really comfortable, spacious desk so I can do whatever I want. It's great. Igor, what was your issue? The problem was, I don't know, you're editing here, you see your bed and you just want to lie down, or when you're lying down you see the PC and you feel the same way. It's a problem for a lot of people, especially with video editing. You become very antisocial and you start making money and you want more clients, you want to earn more, and you end up spending the whole day in your room whether you want to or not. That's also really bad for creativity. Man, you get really stuck, yeah, you start limiting your ideas, so like, the problem was more about staying in just one place or having too many distractions. I don't know, like if you want to watch a movie, you end up watching it on the same monitor you use to edit videos. Yeah, I did everything here, right, man? Every day I'd wake up, have coffee, come here, and on weekends when off work, I'd still come here to hang out in Rio. It was always the same routine and place. And then your mind gets, people who come from outside, like, man, it's chill, you know, it's just you. There are a lot of people who think it's like, yeah, I work in my room, my dad, no. Let's be honest, it's easy since some people spend all day in dangerous rain. The struggles are just different, right? Others, it's nothing physical, it's something that messes with your mind a lot. Here, there's a couch, there's a painting I saw that you showed too, yeah, bro? Man, here it's a couch in the studio, yeah, man. It's a really chill little space when we invite some people over to record a video showing the setup. So, studio, I'm yours. Here we have obviously your style, right? The whole jersey thing, the team shirts. And for you, how is it? That feeling like? Many creators probably feel this way. This is your job, but it's also your childhood dream. You were always passionate about jerseys and teams. In soccer, there are many aspects, but for me, it's team jerseys and black cleats. I really like that. Man, having these jerseys here today is a dream come true. Hey guys, there are a lot of jerseys here that, man, hold on, pull it out. No, it's similar, man. The little leather part isn't here, not even the little leather part is here. Actually, I have a gift here to give. Okay, take it out. There's a gift for you that you're going to like. Wow. Now I feel bad. I didn't bring a gift, man. Close your eyes now. Seriously, close your eyes now, guys. I'm going to give them this gift. Damn, that's crazy, man. Hold on. If you're going to give me something and it's a Palmeiras jersey, hold on. It's better than Palmeiras. Wow. So any jersey, congratulations on your new gift. Here's the YouTube jersey. Look, sponsored by YouTube. No way, man. Are you serious? That's not a joke. This is really awesome because we're really tight. Wow, man, this is awesome. It's amazing, man. On the back here, there's the YouTube 20, right? Which was for YouTube's 20th anniversary announcement a few days ago. No, but this is really cool, man. Hey, I just want to say thanks, okay? Follow João Sangue on all social media, you know, on YouTube. Man, that's awesome. Thanks for all of us together for me, man. It's nothing to bring a gift today just to bring a little Corinthians face. It wouldn't be badass. No, it would be really nice. Yeah, I'm even going to put it on now, so forget everything. Okay, I'm going to wear it now, all right? For me, it's like I'll be undressed here. Do you want that? No, because my dad comes and we have that here too. What is it? I didn't get it. The guy, no. No, like bro, the closet is more for you to use as decoration, as a background for your videos, and I also imagine that apparently it's for you to display your achievements. Yeah, bro, man, there's a lot of stuff, you know, all the way from up here. Anyway, the cash went up. Some things from projects I joined. Here's the Triona back to the World Cup. I also got this from Adidas. Here's the World Cup folder, Chucky's Cup. Below are things we keep achieving. Check it out, bro. Look, Fujifilm, man, really cool, you know? Actually, let's take a picture now. Wow, let's do it. How do you take it? All right, go ahead. There it goes. The picture turned out great, man. Look, guys, look, you're gonna see, man, awesome family. All right, look, it's already showing up. Look, show it here, show it here, show it here. And then you're gonna see the guys are gonna show up. I'm not sure it's white, bro. Maybe it is. Your mustache looks like the first one, right? Does it look good, bro? My first Palmeiras jersey was from Puma, and you look just like that Puma jersey. That was exactly my reaction. That's really cool, because like there are a lot of people who sometimes just create what works. I'll give you an example. There are a lot of people who make content. I'm not going to get too specific, otherwise people will catch on. Many people create content just because it's popular, not out of true purpose. They may enjoy it, but it's not their passion. This is mine, you know? So man, I imagine that for you, like let's say sometimes people get some kind of sponsorship, like a product or something, but you must do things that you actually like, you know? That's amazing, man. This here is João Santos 2026's setup. Basically, it could be here, it could be here, it could be here, or also here, right? If you want, it could be over there too. By the way, there's something I didn't show you, man. Look at these little clotheslines I put on the wall. Look, here it's ready. Okay, wow, stretch it out, Father, just so you don't mess it up there. Anyway, you put it here in... Wow, genius, man. You know, it gives a light here, it hits just right here, then it's perfect, man. Wow, man, it's really funny, you know? Use the editing marker, put a photo there, put a good photo there, put one of Corinthians, delete that photo there. This here is Chus's official wall. I started making videos in my room just casually, 100%, you know? Today, the team I support sends me jerseys, you know? Nice sends me jerseys, man. Gives me something, gives me a laugh, you know? And is there someone? Many people you once followed and admired likely began following and supporting you. Is there someone you hope to reach? There are a lot of awesome content creators out there in the content creation world. I think there are just a few, even though sometimes we don't run into each other and all. But man, the guy I'm a huge fan of, he doesn't follow me. But I'm about to post 2 videos with him, including a morning together. Vey from Desimpedidos and Pramilio is the one. You're on the team, right? You're straightforward, you know, like you already know me, you know, that's it. But I'm not gonna be an annoying guy either like that. That's not it. The act of following too, that's friendship, you know? It's different from someone just coming up to you like, man, I like your content. It's something else, man. It's something else.
And just like that, a few days later, Fred from Desimpedidos followed João Sangue. So everyone, leave your congratulations in the comments.
João Sangue, let's go.
Curitiba.
And now, how do you record? I'll show you that now. Come with me. First of all, man, I decide which video I'm going to record, right? The roots. I always leave some videos ready here for me to work on in Google Docs because I like to organize, and you always organize by topics. Yeah, man, don't use numbers. So Tom has a shirt here at the Munich bar. Yeah, today is Baird Angels recording day, so here it is. Usually I put a little picture here, but I put myself because I was lazy. Then I use exactly this setup. Here, you know, I leave about 70% or 30% of the script here, just a little script, and you only use it to record, and the guys will record there. I just grab the camera, mirror the screen, and quickly send it to the computer. That's how it goes. I usually put it here on the tripod, you know, this goes here, and this tripod, oops, it's the tripod, you know, man. I got curious because back in the day, the tripod was, you know, that standard 3-legged one, and then this one came along. And it's worth it, but it's crazy, man. Like, just one, you can put it in any position you want. I mean, you don't need to, wow, you don't need to tighten anything. No, you just pull it up here. Look, it goes up a lot, you know. Yeah, man, you know what I mean. You can record from a bunch of different angles to get a shot. So I always record in 2x and I leave it more or less where I'm going to record here. Lower it a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to be João Sangue from Caracas. Your José's fine, which I leave more or less at eye level here, you know. Anyway, we're the best team in the Brazilian Championship. Let's go Corinthians. The video has already started. Dude, when you usually record, do you get everything in one take or do you stutter a lot? My friend is going to open the gate for you to see. I just want to say it's unbelievable how much I love you even if I speak word for word. You're really something. I want to see how it turns out, so I'll record on my phone here at Palmazinha in that style, you know? Soccer players who don't match the numbers on their jerseys. Soccer players who don't match the numbers on their jerseys. If you're in favor of videos of 1 minute or less, or if you diversify a lot, the biggest revenue comes from the 1 minute video, right? It's much more, so it really depends on the platform. Man, I'm a fan of the 40-second video. Even, actually a tip, man, some advice for you who's starting to create shorts on YouTube Shorts, man. Videos under 1 minute, I notice a big difference. A video over 1 minute gets less than a video under 1 minute. It's funny because it generates more financially, more reach to make people watch. Yeah, so on TikTok it's different because the longer the video, over a minute, the better, right? Because do you see that revenue? They only count it from 1 minute on TikTok. And which one? You don't have to share the amount, but which platform pays more for licensing? Apart from advertising, at first it was TikTok. I was able to make more, but then over time TikTok kind of started to drop off. Some videos do really well, others do really badly on YouTube. I managed to get kind of a fixed amount there every month. I know that it's gonna be about this much, you know, so I can plan better. It's not something really big. No, people think I'm rich eating rice, but no, man, like having something good is nice. It's just that for people who work with the internet too, it's smart to diversify your income sources, not just rely on AdSense. As you mentioned, you earn more from advertising than AdSense, and you have AdSense from YouTube and TikTok.
If you want to know, he edits his own videos, the apps he uses, and the process behind it. The link is in the description. And to see if this routine really works, try it out, man.